Hello, everybody, on a beautiful, well, a little bit warm, unless if you're from Phoenix, this is probably not real warm, and if you're from Oklahoma, there's no use saying to anybody, well, it's pretty warm, isn't it? Because we all know it, I promise. Um, Air conditioning are doing real well. If you need to call one, well, today might not be the day, but if you don't have air conditioning, you better go ahead and do it. This is Chamber Chats, and Jody's probably on the way. And that's no problem at all because every time we need help, Rosie comes in, got her cape stuck in the door today, the Superwoman cape, and so we had to go help her in, but she made it in. How are you today, girl?
Oh, I'm fine. It's good to be here. I just dropped in and here I am talking.
Here you are talking. It's not made up. This is not AI. By the way, I have an AI story. You want it now, or you want me to wait till later?
Now,
Okay. For my birthday, and you know which birthday it was, my girls, well, I say my girls, one of them certainly isn't, but you'll know that in a minute. My two daughters, my granddaughter, and my ex mother in law got together and gave me a nice recliner for my birthday. One of those that has hydraulics that lifts your heavy butt up so you can stand up.
wow, that sounds great.
It is. It is. So I took a picture in it and I sent it to the girls. And I can't remember why I did this, but I asked whatever AI came up. I said, what do you see in this picture? And the AI voice said, I see an elderly gentleman. And then it went on talking about my dogs were in the picture and that it looked like a scene from a room in the house and so on. So then I said, what criteria did you use to determine that in the picture was an elderly gentleman? And AI said because he is graying heavily at the temples. He has wrinkles above his eyes, wrinkles below his eyes, and he has the look on it, but he has the look on the face of a very um, gentle, happy person, thus, an elderly gentleman. I said, you are a dumbass. And it came back with, no, sir, I am a BR 1942 Series L or something like that. I got totally put down by something that doesn't exist.
Well, what is it?
It's AI. It doesn't exist. That's what AI said I was.
You said you didn't exist?
No, it said I'm an elderly gentleman and then told me why he said that. Or she. I don't know. Is AI a man or a woman?
Oh, it better be a woman.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm for that. There is no well, you can see what kind of a Monday I'd have to have after that.
I can understand that AI is out of control.
Out of control. So here comes Jody, and Jody, um, Wonder Woman here dropped in because she heard on the radio that you are not long to be the co-director of the Alva Chamber of Commerce. She heard that you said it.
It's true.
It's true. You, what do you think of that?
I don't like it. Who's going to do the neat Christmas show? Our Christmas has always jumped up 10 steps since those girls have been doing it.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Let me tell you. So, what I have said is that I would rather be a volunteer than for the chamber to be my full responsibility. I am just spread too thin right now. And through much prayer and chatting with my husband, and of course, talking with Megan, this Friday is my last day. I told them that the 31st would be my last day. And I told them that at the beginning of the month. So we have put it out there through the newsletter and through a Facebook Live and all of that. But I think that we just talked about it on the radio last week. So anyway, now just because I'm no longer a paid employee doesn't mean that I won't volunteer for things. I just can't have it be my full focus because I have a lot of things that are going on. And we homeschool our son, and I want to be there for him. And I'm the director at the Wesley House, and it really has chamber just pulls hard. It pulls really hard, and I want to be in the space where God is calling me to be. So, not that I'm not still going to volunteer, because shouldn't we all be volunteering? And truly, Christmas comes together because of everyone who throws something into it, right? I mean, we don't do it all. We just are like the cheerleaders for it, right? So, I mean, because like this right here, it's going to go in our newsletter today. We're going to be talking about this in the newsletter, and I believe that it was in the Alva Review Courier that BJCC they're helping with lights this year. And so it's like everybody coming together to do their part to make Christmas amazing.
What? That's the term like AI gave me.
BJCC, Bill Johnson Correctional Center. Yeah. So they have gone, and we actually had someone reach out to us a while back that said, "Hey, we have this Christmas tree that we would like to possibly sell to you because we're going to downgrade our Christmas tree." And so there's this 3-story tall Christmas tree that BJCC picked up for us, and we now have in storage. So we've got a Christmas tree that won't be cut down every year, but will be down there on the square. And so we'll see how that happens, how everything gets set up with that, but that will be happening. When it's time to set up, we'll see how that tree goes up.
I think that is the correct word. Inmates, they're redoing all. People are bringing their old Christmas lights, and they're redoing them. And it sounds like we're going to have a whole lot of Christmas lights.
Yeah. So through the years, back in the day, I believe Lance Harsman had set up a Christmas light display downtown that we've had for many years, but he had it set up to like computer to dance with the music and all of that. And so basically, I'm not sure that will be happening, but the lights will be restrung. So the lights have just been out of commission, and it was going to take a lot of work. And BJCC stepped in and said, "We'd like to be a part of that." And so they are taking control of that. And so we've got so many different organizations that are taking part and like jumping in to serve in the different roles of Christmas. I think that sky's the limit it's just all through our imagination, right?
Yes, and I can understand maybe why you're stepping down, but you're going to be back there cheering us on.
Absolutely. I have talked to Megan about that. People are like, "Oh, we're going to miss your lives. We love your Facebook lives that you all have. You guys work so well together." And I was like, it's not that I'm not ever coming onto a live again. I've got pom-poms. I'm still a cheerleader. I can just jump into a live. We can still have some banter. In fact, there will be a live this afternoon or this evening. We'll jump on Facebook together. So you'll have to tune into the chamber page and see what all we've got going on. You never know. You never know what's going to come out of our mouths as when we get together. So we just, work well off of each other. And I do love that through my tenure in being co-executive director of the chamber, Megan and I, when we first started out, were truly just acquaintances. We really didn't know each other well. We knew of each other, had known of each other for a very long time. And it just so happened that we click. And that's great. It's great when you find that. And so I told her one of the hardest things for me is to know when I'm going to see her. And she said, well, you're going to be seeing me because you promised to help with Christmas. So,
you guys are just such a natural fit because you're both just really good people. And when that's the foundation of the equation, then it's really easy to build the rest of it.
well, thank you for saying so.
So, Rosie and I were down at the nutritional center, which is a wonderful, beautiful place, and they're having their ribbon cutting this Friday. Is that right?
That's correct. At noon on Friday.
So, Rosie, we ought to go down there, don't you think?
I think we'll I'll be there.
Well, okay, then. Okay, we're going to be there.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We aren't quite the fit that you and Megan are, but it comes along.
Well, maybe we're not the fit that you all are.
That, my dear, is for sure. So what do we got going, girl? This is your last go round on what do we got going?
It is. We've always got stuff going on at the chamber. Of course, this is my last week in the office. Monday and Wednesday, I'll be in the office trying to do all the things that I need to get done that I feel like will set the next person up for success. So if you know who that next person is, send them our way. Make sure that they send an email to communications@alvaok.net. So Megan can send them an application. So that information is in our newsletter today, a little bit about what we would be looking for in the person that we are hiring for the associate executive director. So just know that is going to be in the newsletter. Okay, so happening this week on Tuesday, of course, there is the Alva Farmers Market on Flynn from 5 to 7 p.m. That happens on Tuesday evenings. This week, the City of Alva Pool has their women's night on Tuesday. You must be at least 18 to enter, and that is from 7 to 9 p.m. On Wednesday at 1 p.m. is movie day at the Alva Public Library, where kids can come in for that final week of the library time. And then, of course, it's the Gulp and Gallop on Wednesday at noon is when the pickup starts from 12 to 1. I think that's this week, and next week will be the last week. Thursday, we've got Community Bible Study at Graceful Arts Gallery and Studios. That is put on by Steve Ham, pastor of the Church of Christ. And then on Friday, as you said, is the ribbon cutting at the Woods County Senior Citizen Center. That is at noon. If you don't know where the Senior Citizen Center is, that is 212 Choctaw Street. That is where the new building is. So don't show up to the old building, show up to the new one. Right? In other news, Woods County Fair is coming up. Of course, we've got school starting before then, but I do have save the date in the newsletter for the Woods County Fair. And I say that because the booklet is going to be coming out soon in the Alva Review Courier. You know that the booklet for the fair entries comes out in the newsgram, and we've got the digital version that will be in the newsletter that you can go in and check that out. They've got lots of fun stuff that they're planning for the fair this year. They have a magician that will be there on Friday. They've got vendors that will be there on Saturday. They're actually flipping things up a little bit too, whereas you typically see vendors in the merchants building. Actually, that's going to be in the women's building this year. And over in the merchants building will be all of the OHCE exhibits, open class exhibits, the 4-H exhibits and FFA exhibits. So they're just flipping things around this year a little bit. And so that will be interesting to see. So if you go into a building and you're like, wait, that's not what I thought was going to be in here. That's okay. Just walk on to the next one and find it. It's going to be there. Of course, the poultry is still in the same poultry building. So anyway, that's what I have going on. Of course, oh my goodness, I say that's what I have going on. There's always something else. I don't know if you saw this, but Stony LaRue was announced as the next Red Dirt Band coming to play at the Nightlight. So that is happening at the end of August. So mark your calendars for that.
I saw that. I saw not that date, but another on a billboard coming out of Oklahoma City last night. So he's at the one of the casinos. So going to make a Northwest Oklahoma sweep, I'm guessing, probably. And I also noticed somewhere that Lucky Star is going to open another casino. I don't remember where. Elk City, I think. So Stony LaRue and Alva, that would be a date coming up fairly quick, I would think.
August 29th.
That's fairly quick, and Christmas is in 2 weeks, and boy, it is flying by, isn't it?
It is. We've been saying that all year already.
Yeah, I know. How many times did you get to the pool this summer?
Specifically to the city pool, I haven't. Well, I went.
Any pool. Let me make.
I went on the Chambers' birthday for just a minute. I showed up. My son has been frequenting the pool very often. He's been going with his cousin. They have been inviting. Memphis has been inviting Breaker quite a bit to go to the pool, and so they have spent a lot of time at the pool this summer. We just a few weeks ago we purchased a pool on clearance last year, and we got it set up over at Braylon's house.
I saw it.
Did you see it? I figured that you might looking south on the highway as you travel into town. Yeah, so we just got that set up, and I got a pretty good sunburn a couple weeks ago. So I haven't been back yet. Well, I say that. It was just a week ago, but I haven't wanted to irritate. I need to wait it until it gets tan, before I stop peeling, I guess, at least.
It's going to be a wait, girl.
Well, I'm almost there.
Oh, okay. Breaker and Memphis. Now, that's two names. I mean, those guys should be lead guitars and rhythm in some rock band.
Something, yes.
Do they play off each other like it sounds like they might?
They do have a good time together. I would say that Memphis is Breaker's best friend.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Cousins should be, right?
Should be. Yeah, it should be. How's the boy downtown doing? The hair guy.
He's doing good. I think, I think he's booked like 2 or 3 weeks out. So he's doing pretty good, and got the new baby. So I got my grandbaby, and I say my grandbaby. He's lots of people's grandbaby.
But he's mainly yours.
I love that he has so many people who love him. Like, that boy is so loved, and that is like such a blessing. There will be no lack of love on him.
I went out. Here we go again. This has nothing to do with anything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I went out to ride the combine with Sage, the farm girl, who runs a combine for her daddy during harvest. And so we made several rounds, did a few interviews and this and that. And then they were going to move fields, but too big a move, so they quit a little bit early. So we went to the Booty's house, the grandpa, who's my age, Terry, and his beautiful wife, and they had the big table going. I love that harvest and the big table and all that stuff. And but the new baby was there, and there was like this line. The guys are lined up at the dessert place, and the women are lined up to get to hold the baby.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the baby gets held. I mean, a lot of love.
Yes. Yeah.
What's that child's name?
Sage's nephew? Is that who you're talking about?
Talking about your grandbaby.
Well, it's funny. They both hold the same name.
They have no wonder you looked at me like, "What are you doing?" Okay,
Bennett is the name.
I think they were probably both named after me, but they just didn't want to, so they rounded it out. Bennett. Yeah,
Bennett.
I love that.
Yeah. I know my Bennett is pretty sweet. I'm assuming that their Bennett is pretty sweet too.
Seemed like that he was coming right along. Yeah, yeah.
He's getting Bennett is getting to the point of getting like grins and the smiles, and that's exciting. It's always fun to see that. So, yeah.
You gotta love it. The farm girl ought to be back by now, out of her trip, after a post-wedding trip.
I saw her this weekend. So yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did see her on Saturday briefly. So yes, she's back.
So she's probably back at work today. The girl's got a pretty good work ethic.
Yes, that's what happens when you're raised on a farm.
Rieta Bozaiden was coming out of school early one day in Winoka as I was going in with some equipment to do the ball game that night. I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "I got to go home and fix fence." I said, "Doesn't your daddy have somebody to do that?" She said, "That's why people in Northwest Oklahoma have kids. It's so they can get fence fixed."
Yes.
So we're done with the chamber stuff,
I think so.
and Christmas is in 2 weeks.
That's what you said.
That's a fact. You know what I enjoy left over from Christmases past is the downtown music.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So that was a project that was completed right before Christmas this last year. It I think debuted by the Christmas open house in November last year. It was a project in the making, probably a year and a half, 2 years in the making, and it came to fruition. So it is exciting that we get to continue to play music downtown every day. You walk in and out of the stores and you get to hear that downtown music play. And that is thanks in part to many people who chose to contribute to that to make it happen. So that was the community coming together to make that happen. So we're excited about that. We'll switch over to Christmas music, I'm sure, on November 1st. We do believe in Thanksgiving. However, we start playing Christmas music in November. So don't hate on us when the Christmas music comes out November 1st.
I was looking for a particular thing that I had been told was in a Dollar General or one of those dollar things in Oklahoma City. And I was working there this weekend. So I went to that place. And they had cleared out the place where my thing was supposed to be, and they were putting up Christmas stuff.
There you go. It's happening.
I mean, it's like 104 outside, and the elves are sweating over putting holly on the shelves at the Dollar General.
Yeah. In fact, I will say that we have already started to receive sponsorship for Christmas. Southern Star was our first sponsorship claimed, and so they're a Jolly Holiday sponsor, and brought us a check to the community coffee a couple of weeks ago. And so we've got that. We've got ONG on the list as well, being being a peppermint patty sponsor. So sponsorships are going out. And so if you want to be a part of the Christmas event and want to, sow your seed into that, then you are welcome to start doing that. The letters will go out soon, I'm sure. And however you want to contribute to Christmas, we're going to be gearing up and getting excited.
A quick Christmas story here. My granddaughter, who got married in Ireland on May the 3rd, and I was allowed to be there, checked that off of my bucket list. Not the wedding necessarily, but a trip to Ireland. That's what got checked off. But I got this goofy looking email from her, and she goes, "Papa Ben, thank you so much. I know that the reason that it took this long is because all the love that was in it, and on and on." She just got the Christmas card and envelope and gift that I mailed to her in Dallas on November the 20th.
Oh no.
Got it last week. And she was so excited. I thought she was putting me on for the longest time. And then she took a picture of it and went, "Wow, that's the envelope. That's the deal."
We won't say anything about why it took so long.
No. Why would we?
It was perfect timing.
It's like she said, there was so much love in the envelope. It took a long time.
There you go.
I guess the check will still go through. I don't know. We'll see if that goes.
I mean, I guess unless you put a stop on it.
No. Why would I do that? Right? I thought all was well. Which reminds me of I saw a clip once of this gal who is giving a speech in a nursery home to entertain the people that were there, and she said, "I'm going to tell you a true story." So it turns out that this lady has some wheelbase, and she's the matriarch that's the last one living, has a large family. So every year, who do I get? 9 granddaughters and 11 grands and 14 or 4 greats and so on and so forth. So she wrote out checks to every one of them, like 25 or 26 checks. And then she bought a box of identical cards, and she wrote in each one, "I have shopped for you people all of your lives for Christmas. I'm going to take this Christmas off. Just buy something nice for yourself." And so she sent everybody that. And the story that she's telling is that nobody told her this. Nobody told her there was a snag at all. But on about February the 12th or around there, she was going to send someone a Valentine's card. And she went to her, where she does that stuff, pays her bills out of, and and there was that stack of checks.
Oh.
So she sent all of her family a thing that said, "I'm not doing it. Buy something nice for yourself this year.
Do it yourself."
And the further great funny thing was nobody in the family called and go, "Hey, what's the deal on this?"
They just thought she was losing her mind.
Great story, and the truth. Hey, kid, thank you. It's been a pretty good run.
Yeah, it's been good.
So you want to drop in occasionally, and how to turn on stuff around here. Just turn it on, and if John's around, jump on and do some on air.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn anything on, but I bet I could learn.
Well, you've watched me struggle, so just come in and start.
Just start struggling, and then it happens.
It does. Speaking of leaving us, and I am speaking of leaving us, this is the last week for the Associate SID of NWOSU, Cade Kennedy, who was nowhere to be found last week when we needed him. How was your trip?
Oh, it was wonderful. Getting to go up and see kind of some of Kansas City, Fort Leavenworth area, that whole thing, it was wonderful.
Why did you go up there? I don't remember.
To see my sister, who had just got moved up to Fort Leavenworth a few weeks ago.
What's she going to do up there?
She's got a 10-month master's program that they have up there, and then she'll continue on her training and get promoted to being a major in the Army.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So what is her MOS? What does she do in the Army?
I have no idea. It's been 15 years and I still don't know what she actually does.
Maybe you're not supposed to know. Maybe it's one of those deals of if I tell you, I got to kill you.
That does happen. Sometimes I ask her about things and she says, I can't tell you anything. And then I just kind of go, okay, I guess I'm never going to get the answers I really want.
Exactly. Could you tell me what country this thing is that you can't tell me about? Or some little hint, but nothing, huh?
Nothing.
Okay. So we are going to the station. Will you join us at the station?
I will, yes.
Okay. And John Linder is going to be following your every move. John will be taking over the helm. He was at the last go round at the nutrition center, which we got out of alive. We didn't. It was a frantic hour, no doubt about it. So, John, you're okay?
Yes, sir. It was a good broadcast, I thought. The nutrition center down there is excellent. The food was great.
You know, we did. We got invited to stay around and eat, and it was colossal. So I'm going to keep you just a second, Rosie, because you're from this part of the country. You know, Justin Goodnow came to be on the show with you and I to talk about the Barber County Fair and Rodeo, and I went up there, did some interviews and stuff, and you gave even him some insight about that thing has been going on 105 years. And who did you say you thought was responsible for ramrodding that coming to Hartner, Kansas?
Mr. Jacob Achenbaugh. He's kind of the founder of Hartner.
So is he the guy that people up there refer to as the late Uncle Jake?
He's the one. That the big house that sits on going north out of Hartner, that was his original homestead. And Achenbaugh it was Achenbaugh Memorial Hospital. Achenbaugh is stamped all over Hartner.
Well, that thing, that whole neighborhood is just iconic. It's just, if you're going to write a book about this is a great neighborhood, you know, that'd be a good place. That'd be a great place to do it. So I went up to the Futurity, which I now understand. I mean, it's not common, so it's not something that a lot of people would know about. But they do a thing called the Futurity, and it's for the kids, 4-H and FFA kids. I don't think there's an open class to it. I think it's 4-H and FFA. But they put an entry fee in, and then the organization gets a percentage of the entry fee, and then the winning kids get a half of the entry fee. So, you know, like the guy, I'm interviewing the kid that won it last year, who won a part of it this year, and he won like $600 last year. Which, what the Futurity is Barber County animals with Barber County kids. So you would, if you started, that would be you tagged the birth of a calf. You would have that calf through to this showing in the Futurity. See,
Yes, I understand that.
you do fully understand.
I think I do.
Well, I think we both do now, kind of. And so the two kids that we interviewed, and we played the interviews. In fact, I played them again yesterday. Were two of them that I interviewed were two of the winners. So I guess there must be an FFA winner and a 4-H winner. I think that's right. Braylee Wagner won the 4-H. She's 11 years old. The young man who won the other one, I can't remember his name. I'll look it up because he kind of needed a win because he was bringing his animals to the show site and the transmission went out on his truck. So he's kind of needing some cash.
Yes, he does. I wonder how the entry in the chickens were. You know, they were supposed to have 200 entries. Did you have a chance to follow up on that?
I have had a chance to follow up on it going to happen. I didn't get to follow up on it happening. So I need to give Justin a call, get those names, and we'll talk about them the next time we're on the air. But that deal, Jody, was they on a little grant, I think, they bought all of these chicks. I mean, little chicks. And so if you wanted to be in this competition, you came and got your little chickies. And I guess you could get more than one. I don't know.
I think just one.
You do? Okay. Okay. But you knew it was going to be a market chicken, which, see, that would have fouled me up. I'd have been hiding my chicken, trying to save the chicken, you know. But Justin said, no, you probably wouldn't. He said, what you're thinking about is those cute little chicks that we used to color with egg color on Easter, and the little chicks ran around and they were so cute. These are not those. Said some of these don't even have full feathers. They're not very pretty. They're hard to love. They are going to be market chickens. So there was some competition. We need to find the winner, and I'm betting that some of the chickens were hidden.
But one of to receive this free chicken, you had to promise to enter it in the fair, and he was foreseeing 200 or 300 chicken entries.
Yeah, it was going to be the biggest poultry contest ever.
Well, it would be pretty hot to have all those chickens out there too. I mean, you know, like I don't know.
You ever smell a hot chicken?
I mean, I'm just smelled fried chicken.
No, I'm talking with their clothes on and everything.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, when it starts getting hot, sometimes it's hard to keep chickens alive. And then I start thinking, and yeah, it does like start to smell and everything, you know. But then I think too about, like, if they're meat market chickens, those are heavies.
Oh yeah.
And so with them being heavies, like, they may not do well in the heat. I don't know. Like, would they survive the fair being in the space that they were in? Or is it an air-conditioned space?
I think it's air conditioned.
Okay. Well,
You know,
maybe it's a better space than what they're used to out on the farm then. I'm just thinking about raising chickens. You know, we have experience in raising chickens, like, ever since I was a kid.
yeah, I don't think that these I don't think these were going to be fighters. I don't think. I think these were lovers.
Yeah. We had the chickens.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Those chickens made me not want to have chickens as an adult.
And who was the expert? Was it Uncle Donnie?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I think it was. I mean, there was one of the brothers that was really an expert in it, and your dad was no slouch.
My dad was pretty into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was, and a rather competitive gentleman.
Yes. Did you go with him?
Oh yeah. We made the Chickasha chicken run. You can't say that after you start drinking. It can't be done. The Chickasha chicken fight. Oh, you don't say fight. You say competition.
Well, you know it's illegal now. So
Well, it was illegal then.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was.
It wasn't illegal then. It was illegal to gamble on it.
I see. What are you going to do? I'm going to ride a couple of 100 miles and watch some chickens battle each other for fun and for free.
Kind of like a wrestling match.
Yeah.
A basketball game.
A basketball game. Sure. They all be right by the letter of the law.
It's not illegal.
Okay.
It is illegal now.
Oh, it is?
Then it wasn't illegal to do the competitions with the chickens.
So all the guards on the gates of the pastures that you drove through to get over the hill out of sight were just guys to be there like ushers?
I don't remember any of that. So.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Frankly, I'm a little sketchy on it myself.
Oh, I haven't seen your little boy. I bet he's not little any longer. Wait a minute. Tell us his name and his age and
Breaker is 12. He will be 13 next year. Isn't that crazy? Like I know, life just flies by. He is gone on a youth group trip today, and so he's with my son Brickman and Chloe are the youth pastors at the Wesleyan Church. And so Breaker has started going to youth over there. And, he's my homebody. He's my shy guy. He doesn't like to be like in the midst of things, but he has really enjoyed doing that, especially since Big Brother is there. And anyway, that's where he is today, is on the youth group trip. 12 years old, going to be in 6th grade, and still loving Legos. Like that's his thing is Legos. And he's a drawer. He's an artist. He's very creative. But yeah, that's my boy.
So I went out to the fireworks stand, Rosie, and I was going to get some fireworks. Their fireworks stand. And so I stood there and, shopped a little bit. And then Breaker's looking at me, and I said, everybody is busy. Can you help me? He said, absolutely. What would you like to see? So we shopped. He knew the inventory.
He does know the inventory. Yes.
And he was impressing his friends too. I mean, he had some friends that were impressed by him. I mean, it's pretty cool being the fireworks aficionado in Alva.
I suppose unless you are, right?
I guess.
We talk about this all the time that my son Brickman, grew up at the petting zoo. He was always so upset when the AR trip, accelerated reader program, when the AR trip was to the menagerie.
Why?
Because why would he want to go home for reading and earning points? He gets to go home? Are you kidding me?
Right. And see these dumb animals that I have to feed?
He has to feed all the time. I'm discovering things now that he's an adult, and he's starting to let the secrets out that he did, as a kid. Like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't want to do chores, I'd go over and stomp in the red ant den and get ant bites all over and come running inside and be like, oh, I got an ant den. I'm like, why does this keep happening? Stay out of the ant dens. And he come to find out he's doing it on purpose so he doesn't have to do his chores. I didn't know this until he was an adult.
That is so great. That is so great.
Us multiple things like this, oh, it rained. How much did it rain? Did it rain enough to have the pins soaked? Well, it seemed to be, but turns out he just went out early and turned on the hydrant.
You're kidding.
He recently let us know this, and we were like, just for him to not have to do certain things. So
wow.
Ornery kid. So
I was having this conversation this weekend of there's no way that we can appreciate the things that we need to appreciate until we get down the road from them. And that's like the stuff that the red ant story and so you can't give that any acclaim when you're in the midst of pulling it off. And where the conversation went was one of my distant relatives was the husband of the engineer of the Buffalo train. The Buffalo ran from Winoka to Buffalo every day. It was a two-ended train. It went up and came back. That was its deal. You knew of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to ride and drive that train. It was a steam engine, and you don't really drive them, but there's stuff that Cliff would tell me to do. And so the train was an engine, a middle car that they put the stuff in that they were dropping off up down the road, and a caboose, but it was one train, and there was it didn't come apart, and there was a crawl space underneath the train to go from the engine to the caboose, which was to be done in emergencies. I did that thing 100 times with no thought. That's just part of the train. That's just part of the deal. I drove a train when I was 5 and 6 years old, but I didn't appreciate it at all because it was just where I went. My Aunt Ruth Fry, the Fry Ranch, was up around where Rosie's Ranch is, about 8 miles west of Freedom and back north a little bit. My Aunt Ruth would come down to the stop in Freedom and pick me up and have me for the day or most of the day. And when the Buffalo train came back, I'd get down and get on the train again. Did that dozens of times. Thought it was no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the things that we get to do that, you just don't think about. I've said that with my kids, they've got some really good that getting to know you game that's like 2 truths and a lie. I'm like, you've got some great things that you could put on there that would be great things that people would think, oh, that's a lie. I bottle fed a zebra.
I bottle fed a zebra. I drove a steam engine.
Yes, right? Like these random things. Like, is that really? Anyway, yeah.
Okay, well, it's almost 30 minutes now, so I think we ought to close this down, Rosie.
Oh, yeah. And you did promise to come back and be in the background.
We will chat.
There's no way you can be in the background. I mean, you're not a background girl, but okay, we'll chat.
Right, that's right. So we will chat. I'm not leaving Alva, right? I'm here. That's where I am. This is where I choose to be. And wherever you choose to be, you got to choose to be a part of it, right? And choose to love wherever you are because it's your choice.
That's it. And that, Rosie, when we were down at the Nutrition Center, I forgot and you forgot to give the words of wisdom to live by. Ladies and gentlemen, working without a net for today's words to live by, here's Rosie. Everybody get pencil, paper, however you do this.
Okay, this is Henry David Thoreau's word of wisdom. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. I don't think I used that last time, did I? Does that sound familiar?
Nothing sounds familiar. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we now return you to what we lovingly refer to as regular programming.